My name is Kiran, and I'm the co-founder and CEO at Rubick.ai. And started this venture because we saw an opportunity in the content and the retail segment. And it was also a personal challenge for us to realize your potential, build something, and the ability to kind of, learn what lies beneath. So Rubick is a retail ecosystem enabler. We take your product from warehouse to marketing ready in about 24 hours. So what we call as a pre-purchase ecosystem. So how about 10 to 15 disconnected tasks today can all be connected so it all works seamlessly. So brands and marketplaces can go live in a few hours versus many weeks and days. That's what it solves. So one of the biggest problems all e-commerce marketplaces have been facing today and for many years is how to manage faster listing of your products. One of the problems, right? So I'll stick to one of the problems while we solve multiple things. And that is because there are many brands, sellers selling products, maintaining information in different databases, different products, different tools. Data is very unstructured, right? So all of that. So how a large problem, which looks like one simple problem, but it's a set of connected problems, right? Solving an unstructured data problem, solving a connection problem, solving a discussion problem with the brands or integration with the brands. So there's a lot of connected problems, right? So this has been difficult to solve because it's not just one single straightforward solution, but it involves multiple touch points, multiple different technologies and systems and solutions to be integrated. 2 to 3 things. One is that we built some proprietary technology to solve this problem. How do you convert unstructured data into structured data? How do you make sense of basic information to something that marketplaces are looking for from these brands, etc. Right? That's one of it. Second, apart from AI bit, it's also a set of workflows, integrations, management, getting feedback, providing transparency, etc. Right? So that's a very important part which also needs to be considered. Third, on the AI bit especially, the ability to do all of this in a few minutes versus days, because there's a lot of technology involved right from the inception to the catalogs being ready at the marketplace's end. Now you need image automation, you need video automation, you need text automation. So it's not just one or two things, it's a series of things. So the ability to build foundational technology, the ability to allow for workflows to solve for it, the ability to automate it with different multimodal requirements from text, images, and different things, it makes it a packed powerhouse. So it's not a simple plugin, I have finished it. So it's really a solution from end to end. Technical challenge as in technology challenge, or I think a couple of things if I can talk about it. So one is, of course, the scale at which you operate brings its own infra and technology challenges as to when you go from about 500 brands we have today to 1,000 to 10,000 to 1 million, and then whatever it is, right? So how do you manage at that scale? So I think that's one of the biggest technical challenges in terms of scale. The second bit probably is the changing world that we're seeing today. Very soon you're going to move into video AI or even AR, VR, which has not picked up, may come into the fray. Newer technologies, newer opportunities, your meta glasses coming. How now can you keep up with the latest trends of what your consumers demand? So these would be the 2 things. On the same lines, one of the largest marketplaces in India, one of the largest marketplaces. So they had a situation where, they're working with many brands, many sellers, and the biggest problem they were facing is how now do you get all their products from their brands listed efficiently on the marketplace platform. So this was the biggest problem statement. Now they were doing this, but it was manual, it was expensive, it was time consuming, and it was not giving the desired metrics in the end in terms of your quality, TAT, etc. So we solved this entire problem with the Rubick OS onboard technology, where we integrated the brand's data to the marketplace data. Now, whatever processes were involved or manual checks were involved, we automated it. So in the end, the whole process got crunched to about 4 hours, which otherwise used to take them 7 to 10 days. And without the output required in terms of quality and whatever predictability they wanted, and not to forget the transparency of what this process was happening, it was also not available. And with our current system, all this has been solved to one good extent. Started a few years ago, but let's say Rubick.ai has been at the forefront only in the last 2.5 years. So earlier we built a similar solution company with a gig economy model. This was about a couple of years ago. So gig economy, we had over 10,000 people on the web who are contributing to the catalog, content, image editing, video, whatever needs of the brands and marketplaces. However, with the advent of AI and AI taking center stage, we were able to kind of automate that and move from a gig economy model to an AI first native model. And the reason for that move are a couple of things rather. One is, when we were building the company, you need to possibly, if you need to scale, you need to choose a sector which is properly ripe, doing well, and is ready to scale, and has a lot of problems, and has a global global kind of a view to it, right? And retail was one such problem where it was kind of homogeneous, though there's a lot of customization needed. A t-shirt a white t-shirt in India is a white t-shirt. A white t-shirt in French is a camise blanc. So that's what it is, right? So it's very homogeneous. So the ability for us to choose an industry which is kind of homogeneous, has a large set of connected problems, and is growing, and was ripe for innovation because everything was manual, I think was some of the main reasons kind of, for us to move from a gig economy model in gig economy, we're also serving other companies apart from retail. Now we kind of focus morely on retail, and we focused our solutions mainly on, the sector that we're working today. Met my co-founder Chandan in the earlier company, Texmocato, and we worked on some machine learning problems together. And that is how we kind of started building our relationship. And then we worked well together then, and then he quit to do something else. And then we came back into Rubick.ai again. So I think for me, ability to work with somebody to efficiently solve problems and do it efficiently and do it at speed was and do it at the quality that it works. So it's very important, which I think Chandan kind of displayed those characteristics. Now, talking about for the rest of the team and my co-founder himself, I think the most important thing is to kind of have a relationship where you can trust, and everybody displays the same amount of zeal, ownership, etc. But also important, what we realized is to have people from the same industry. So having people from a aerospace, or let's say having people from a retail and trying to solve an aerospace problem may seem like a Herculean task. So our core team today are people like Chandan, who have already worked in the retail industry. I have worked in the retail industry. We have ex-Amazon, ex-Reliance, ex-founders who have worked in the retail industry. So I think our core frontline team, we have very strengthened it, where they are kind of experts in the sector, and also have entrepreneurial capabilities or leadership capabilities, and have held these positions in larger companies. So that is really helping us solution things better and faster. So we've onboarded I was talking about 500 brands. Our simple vision for the next few years is, can you work with 10,000, a minimum of 10,000, maybe even 20, 30,000 brands, and make sure Rubick OS is the go-to company when it comes for them to solve the pre-purchase operating system problem. So how do you get supply of about 10,000 brands to choose you as a partner? That's it. So some are discoverability problems, some are searchability problems, some are sellability problems. In our opinion, you cannot have a great catalog without the searchability, nor the other way around. So the way we have at least worked in Rubick OS is that we have built connected solutions together to work seamlessly. So we have a way to solve the taxonomy problem, and we have the way to solve the the enrichment problem, and all of it at the same time. So remember this, I think Uber taught us. So everybody said, if you want quality, there is a certain price, and if you don't pay a certain price, there's a certain time. They said these were disconnected issues. So you cannot have something fast but at a low price. You cannot have something good at a low price. But some of the technology solutions have taught us that they can actually coexist, because using technology you can bring costs down, etc. Right? So at Rubick, we are kind of built a system which is solving all of this in a single frame. So if your taxonomy is not good and your catalog is great, then there's another problem. But if this is great and that's not great, there's another problem. But we see it as connected. So in our opinion, for me, it's a connected problem, not separate. So currently our technology runs around 85% accuracy on an average across parameters. And we've got an army of data labelers and management where it's something that the system does not pick up is automatically corrected and fed back into the system. So the end customer still gets their 99% SLA until a time everything reaches about 90-95%. So I think if you are hitting that accuracy at scale and across products, and then there's a 10% overlay of a quality or a human checking mechanism, that's a complete workable solution, and which is not a bad solution because it also makes sure that the end customer gets the product that they deserve. So I think that is the way we are looking at it. While we have many checks and balances of our own, rule checking, checking the AI outputs, the automatic correction, the customer feedback, and all of that. But a safer aim is 90% of the job is done by system, 10% you're ensuring that it's done right. So we've already done it. So we already work with some PIMs or we've built integrators and connectors with a Kenyo or a PIMcore, etc. I don't think we disrupt anything. The reason is we integrate to the existing system where it's a database or a place where they store information, the PIM, right? And we are a generation layer on top of the PIM. And we don't really, move those needles or change that information without changing approval systems or processes. We take a read-only access and we give you enriched data. So we don't really do any disruptions per se. We read the data and we just show you how the data can get better. And now with the permission only, those data can get replaced. All of it, we have developed industry-first solutions where a catalog from a brand can go live in a few minutes on your marketplace. And I'm not sure if there's another solution in the market. There are some, but we're really one of the faster ones, right? So, and it's accurate because companies are using it. So I think we've met and ticked all those parameters. But what is also interesting with us, I think what also gives us an edge is that we're a full stack solution company. So what happens, you as a brand or a marketplace cannot go to 10 different vendors. You want everything to be done in one integration. And the fact that we can do it seamlessly and they're an integrated solution makes us also very different, apart from the fact that it's already proven. So today, if you look at this whole scenario, so if you want to get SKUs or catalogs from the brand, first you have to call the brand, they get the data, or they themselves need to put it in. Then somebody needs to catalog, somebody needs to create a video. Now these two companies may not be the same. The category teams may be getting the data from the brands, but a cataloging team may be working on something else. Then a marketing team or digital marketing team gets then gets activated 30 days later to do competitor intelligence. Then it goes into some marketing team or just before the digital marketing team to create banners, etc. Right? Now with technology and with integration, what we have done so is that by connecting to a brand, let's say like a Tommy Hilfiger, we're able to extract data every 5 minutes. Whatever new products come in, we are able to extract it. We're able to maybe populate in a geo. And taking the same pictures and the information, we're able to create banners, compare them to competitors on other websites, give you intelligence. Now all of this can happen in 24 hours. So why are we taking 30 days, 60 days to do the same thing, and why are we taking 10 vendors, right? So that's the crunch. With GeoGenNext, it's been, we've gotten just accepted into the program, and so we are looking forward to seeing how we can kind of, make inroads into the many solutions that have already proven in the market that we have, and how we can actually, Reliance can benefit from it as well. So I think that's the discovery we have today, and that is still a discovery. So it's one of our first interactions, so we don't know what beyond. However, I think on the first go, we're very happy about the exposure or the visibility we're getting across the Reliance teams and organizations and the leadership, which we think is key. So visibility is the first step before anything else happens next, right? So I think that solution possibly is the most valuable one today, or that is the most valuable one for us today at this point of time.